Hey everyone, this is Matt with True North Endurance and Events, and I am your lead cardia for Fear coming up on October 11th and 12th at Beck Family Farms in Centerfield, Utah. Here is your gear list. Make sure you have all these items with you when you start the event. First and foremost is some kind of rucksack, backpack, whatever you want to bring, you need to carry these items with you throughout the event. Next up on the list is inside that pack, you need to have some kind of dry weight. Before you put everything in there, you need to have a minimum weight requirement in that pack. For the males, it's 30 pounds. For the women, it's 20 pounds. Again, this is before you put any other items in there. Recommend some kind of ruck plate or steel plate, but doesn't matter to us as long as you have it with you in there when you start the event. Next up on the list is you need to have some kind of water source, whether it's a hydration bladder similar to something like this, or water bottles or whatever you want. You need to be able to drink water during the event. Also need to bring an extra gallon of water. You'll be drinking a lot of water throughout the event. Not something you have to carry with you, but make sure your name's on it and we'll have it accessible during the event so you can fill up your water bladder or water bottles. Next up on the list is a multi-tool. There's a lot of different kind of multi-tools out there. Make sure yours has some kind of cutting source with it. There's some other tools that might come in handy in some of these multi-tools throughout the event, but you got to have some kind of multi-tool with you. Next up on the list is duct tape. Doesn't matter what color, just make sure you have it with you. Next up on the list is a headlamp, a working headlamp. Make sure it's working. This event starts at night. It will be dark. You will need the headlamps with you. Also make sure you bring some extra batteries in case your headlamps goes out so you can change those out. Also, next up is some kind of food, nutrition. You know what works for you. You know what's going to get you through this event. Don't overpack. It's just an 8+ hour event. It's not a multi-day event. You know what you need. Next up is some kind of beanie. It's going to give you cold out there. You got to stay warm. Doesn't matter what color, what kind. Just make sure you have a beanie. Also going to need a reflective vest. It can be orange or yellow or whatever other color you want, but it's got to be reflective. Don't bring a PT belt. It's got to be a full reflective vest. On the outside of your pack, when you start the event, you need to have glow sticks. Make sure they're cracked and ready to go and they're glowing and they're attached to your pack. Make sure you have a black Sharpie marker. You need some kind of work or tactical gloves. Don't be cheap and buy the cheap garden kind. Got to have some good gloves for this event. Make sure you have your ID. Also need a space blanket or shiny emergency blanket. Multiple names for that. Doesn't matter what color. Most of them are silver shiny. You also need to bring 50 feet of 550 paracord or something very similar in strength. Make sure you have on it marked every foot. However you want to mark it is fine. A lot of people buy colors like this and Sharpie marker on there every foot, but it's got to be marked every foot. You're not going to have any kind of rulers or things like that out there to tell you how long this is. So you got to be able to work on the fly based on those measurements. So it's going to be cold out there. You also need to bring, windbreaker, some layers. Make sure you have that with you. It may be windy out there, but it's going to be cold for sure. So you need something that's going to keep you warm out there. As far as the specialty gear items, there's no physical items, but there is some pre-reading that you need to do. It's not going to take you very long. We've sent that out to all the current registered participants. And we will send this out again as well as add it on to this, the description of this video. Just make sure you do that reading ahead of time. It's going to help you throughout the event and that's going to make sure you're ready to go. The only other item you need to bring is a completed waiver, signed waiver. That will be emailed out to all participants. Make sure that's signed, make sure you bring it or else you're not going to be able to participate. There's your gear list items. We'll see you soon.